Fortnite's most forgotten collaborations, part 2. Hey, what's up guys, Naomi here, and yes, due to high popular demand, and especially because I've read all the comments on my last video, I'm doing a follow-up video to my most forgotten collaborations video. Because yes, you guys corrected me in the comments, there's a lot more collaborations, and some which I actually discovered after I made that video that I think deserve to be made into a second part. If you guys like the content that you see, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to drop a like on the video if you guys want to see more content from me, and also make sure to use code MINNOW5 in the Fortnite item shop. It helps out the channel tremendously. But ladies and gentlemen, let's hop right into the video. And we're gonna start off at number 1. This was one I saw a lot of people commenting, and yeah, it was very forgotten about. It is the TARDIS Spray. This was a collaboration with Doctor Who. And yes, it was only a spray that you could have gotten from a code from a creative map. I wish I was kidding. There was no other cosmetics for this collaboration. It was just a spray. Yeah, I can understand why it's very forgettable. Now at number 2, I actually have the very first ever collaboration cosmetics. The OG NFL skins. Yes, these were the first ever collaboration cosmetics we ever got in the game. And people are saying that these may never return to the shop. And honestly, I can kind of see why. And that is because the skins are very outdated. Even though I will say they chose some really good character models out of here. They actually chose the original default characters to put in NFL gear, and they actually look good. But considering the fact that we have the newer NFL skins that are just more higher quality and they have a lot more customization options to them, these ones I can honestly say became very forgotten about. And it sucks that they may never return. I hope they do for those who really want to get them, but I just don't see it happening. Now at number 3, you guys were up my ass for this one too here, but this is the Monopoly collaboration. There was a bunch of back blings, and it was basically all of the pieces that you actually played as in Monopoly, which was really cool. And you could have gotten a code for this from a specific set of Monopoly that was themed around Fortnite, and then it was also later on sold within the item shop. However, it was only in the shop for like 8 days, and as of right now, it was last seen over 1,000 days ago, which is pretty wild. And because of those reasons, I would definitely say that these are very forgotten about. And also, this is not going to be the only Hasbro property which I'll be discussing in this video. Now at number 4, I actually have 4 skins that I would definitely say have become pretty forgotten about. And that is the Air Jordan skins. And I'm also going to be including the Hang Time skins as well in here because, I mean, come on, I would just combine them all right here. Now, all 4 of these skins were last seen over 1,200 days ago, which is insane. And there was 4 of them in total. There was actually 2 separate drops. One of them came out back in chapter 1 with the Clutch and Grind skins, which I don't really see anyone really using them anymore, which is really sad because the designs look really good. And then in chapter 2 season 8, we then saw them release the Swish skin and the Hang Time skin, which was a Ruby reskin. And I don't ever see people talking about them here, and that's really sad because I think that all 4 of these skins are actually really solid. In my opinion, I actually think that the first wave was actually a lot better. The Hang Time skins, they actually look original. It's not to say that the other skins were bad, but I will say that this was a very forgotten about collaboration considering the fact that we see all like the shoe stuff return so often. It's very strange that none of these guys have returned, which is very odd. And I think because of this reasoning here, it makes it into this video. Moving on from there to the Universal Monster skins. They were last seen almost 1,000 days ago. There were 3 skins you could have gotten in the item shop during this period of time. There was the Mummy, Frankenstein's Monster, and then Frankenstein's Bride. And while I will say it was really cool for us to get these iconic characters in the game, there was something that was very weird about these skins. And it was actually with the Frankenstein's Bride, because this was a modernized version of the character, and it was actually hinted at that we would actually be getting more characters from the Universal Monsters movies, but nothing happened. And this is definitely one of those very niche collaborations I don't really know a lot of people really remember anymore, which is really sad considering that these are very popular, very like iconic characters in pop culture. So it's very strange that they haven't returned in a long time, and I definitely feel like they have definitely become very forgotten about. Moving on there to number 6, I actually have quite a few music packs to go over with you all here. The first one is the Radiohead lobby track. This was actually free in the Epic Game Store for a very short period of time. I don't know anyone who really really talks about it. It's very strange that this just came out of nowhere and pretty much went under the radar. Same thing goes with UFOs and aliens. This is another music pack that was also sold in the item shop for a very short period of time, but you could have also gotten it from a creative map, which was really interesting. And then the last one is actually one that I recently just discovered because I completely forgot this even existed. But this is the Before You music pack, and this is actually a marshmallow cosmetic from the item shop. You could have actually voted for a song to be added into the game, which was Marshmallows, and this was the one that won, and it was last seen over 1,000 days ago in the item shop. This is an insanely rare cosmetic from the Icon series that I don't know anybody really talks about, and it's really wild to think that all these music packs are just ones that people completely forgot even happened. Oh, but I alluded to this earlier in the video here, but at number 7, it is Snake Eyes. This is a G.I. Joe collaboration, and this was the only G.I. Joe character we've ever gotten in Fortnite history. And it's really sad that people don't really remember this skin that much. Well, I actually stand corrected. The only reason why I would really think people would remember this skin was because of how long he stayed in the item shop for. He was in the shop for like almost a month straight, like twice. But yeah, Snake Eyes is a pretty solid skin. I do really like the skin, and it's weird that he hasn't come back in a long time, considering that I know there's been people who have been asking for it, and it's also very strange that this was the only G.I. Joe character we've ever gotten in the game. But it's become a very forgotten about collaboration, considering that he hasn't been seen in a very long time. Now at number 8, I have Doom 2099. This is the collaboration with Marvel Rivals that came out in Chapter 6 Season 1, and this skin became very forgotten about. And it was more or less due to the fact that they decided to choose a character that was a background character from Marvel Rivals and not an actual playable character that you can actually use in Marvel Rivals. And not to mention, we had a new Doom skin released prior to this, like a couple months before this skin even came out. So it definitely felt a little bit rushed out to get a collaboration with Marvel Rivals. I would love to see some more Marvel Rivals characters come into the game, and because of this skin, I don't ever see this skin in game. I don't ever see people talking about it. It has become very forgotten about because of that reason alone. Next up, I got the Cause skins. These were last seen over 600 days ago. It was another very random collaboration that went under the radar. And this was actually a collab with an artist, believe it or not. And while I don't think the skins were that bad, I definitely think that they've become very forgotten about. Especially Cause Skeleton, which in my opinion is actually a very underrated skin. But then there's Cause Peely, which I don't know anyone who really discussed this skin either. It's a very creepy skin, I won't lie when I say that. But yeah, this is one of those cases to where it's a collaboration that went under the radar and no one really remembers it anymore, which is really interesting, and just because of that reason alone, it definitely makes this video. And then, ladies and gentlemen, at number 10, it is Naomi Osaka. This was a collaboration that was released back in Chapter 3 Season 1, and it was a very random one, as I actually remember that this didn't really get a lot of good positive reception because of how the skins were designed. I won't lie, both the skins are just not that great. They're definitely very out there, and I would actually say that some of the other cosmetics are better. Like, she has a really good glider in my opinion. I would definitely say it is one of the most forgotten about Icon series collaborations in Fortnite. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for today's video. I really hope you all enjoyed. If you did happen to enjoy this video, consider subscribing to the channel. Don't forget to check out my Twitter, AKMX account. And also don't forget to use my support code within the Fortnite item shop. That's MINO5. That's MINO5. Please and thank you. Thank you all so much for watching. I love every single one of you. Remember everyone, it's always good to take chances.